Female athletes need upper body strength. Female
Yes.
athletes need upper body strength.
Need, capital N,
Yes.
E-E-D.
I actually did caps lock on the NEED. And no, I'm not talking about just like toning your arms with 30 reps of 10-pound curls, right? I mean, if it's challenging enough for you to actually stress the environment and yield some sort of muscular gain out of those 10 pounds because you've never really worked out before, fine. But if you're only grabbing like 5s and 8s or your mom's jogging weights from 1984 and not...
spinning while you're doing them?
Yeah.
Or walking and jogging while you're doing them?
Oh, yeah, let's get on some fucking stationary bike and curl 3-pound weights and call it strength training. No. Why am I talking about this? Well, number one, this pretty much came up because I train a lot of female athletes. We train a lot of female athletes, but specifically at the college level, there aren't. It seems as if there's a lot of female college athletes that, nowadays especially, they're starting to get more conscious about being strong and looking the part. But a lot of females, collegiate females at least, still tend to be cardio bunnies. So yes, their energy systems are worked well. I wouldn't say greatly worked to the point to where I think they're in great shape, but their lower bodies are pretty strong, could be stronger from what I've seen at least. But there's a lot of a lack of upper body strength. And, that's alarming to me, especially when it comes to soccer and lacrosse. Women's soccer and women's lacrosse, girls soccer, girls lacrosse. Why is that? Well, the head-to-shoulder ratio in a man compared to a woman is a much larger ratio in a man than a woman. Like, women they just have smaller frames. And this isn't to go on to a rant about, like, why, or not why, but, like, saying anything like women can't do anything that a man can do. It has nothing to do with that. Structurally and factually, two totally different bodies, right? And that's not to say one is lesser than the other, because you are my rib, so doesn't mean that you're beneath me. There are plenty of things that a woman can do much better than a man, and vice versa. But when it comes to athletes, right, especially, let's get more specific, concussion rates, right? When you hear the word concussion in sports, it's automatically attributed to what sport?
Football.
American football.
Well, American.
We got to throw that in there because we found out we have some international listeners.
That's what everybody throws out there right away.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's football. The real football.
that's why I don't want my kid to play football. He can't play football. He's going to get a concussion.
Yeah. But in the last, I believe, 5, 6, maybe 7 years, with all the studies that's been done on concussions, especially in football, the concussion rates have been dropping. Female athlete concussions in sports. Women, over in a study done from 2013, 2014, and then 2017, 2018, female athletes have they've shown a higher rate of recurring concussions. So not just one, right? Like, it keeps happening. And that is alarming to me. So I'm not saying that concussions can be prevented, because there are people there's doctors that'll say, like, they can't be prevented. All right, I'm not gonna say it can be prevented. That's like saying that you can cheat death, right?
You can walk down the street and get a concussion.
Exactly.
Can't.
Didn't we have someone in here that happened to?
Yes. Now I can't.
We had a weekday warrior that.
Yeah. Now I can't think of who it was. So.
I think it's best that we don't bring that person up if it does actually come to mind, because that could be embarrassing.
Well, moving on.
But yeah, so when it comes to concussions in female athletes, I mean, let's put it this way. Let's say you're driving down the street, right, and you're about to get into a car accident. Would you rather be inside a Prius or a tank? I'd much rather be inside a tank. because who the fuck wouldn't want to own a tank? That would be badass. Imagine that. Hey, babe, you're gonna go pick up some egg whites and milk in the
The
tank.
bread and the milk.
The bread and the milk.
The bread and the milk.
So yeah, but in all seriousness though, with just the fact that the head to shoulder ratio in a female is poses risk for a concussion, female athletes need to be strengthening their upper body, right? There's plenty of things you can do for the neck so that it can withstand a lot more force. In the game of soccer, all those headers, those 50-50 balls, you have two players going for the same ball in the same spot, coming from two different angles. They may be coming head on or slightly at an angle, whatever it is. Once they leave the ground, right, the inertia after the force of impact, once the bodies collide, are going to create forces going in different directions. And once they collide, their heads could bounce every which way, really. But if the muscles aren't strong enough in the neck, in the traps, and in the shoulders to essentially decelerate the head rapidly moving in the opposite direction upon contact, you're going to get a concussion. Same way you would get it simply with whiplash. And same thing in lacrosse. Women don't wear helmets in women's lacrosse. That I'm not willing to say that that's the reason why girls lacrosse and women's lacrosse has a high concussion rate. But, these collisions in a sport where you're not allowed to collide, or at least have those violent ones, it makes you susceptible to concussions.